So in this tutorial we're going to talk about the scale tool, and that's this one right here. And as you probably have guessed from the name, the scale tool is used to change the size of objects in your drawing. First thing you need to do if you want to use the scale tool is have something selected. So I'm going to select this rectangle by double clicking 1, 2, that selects the whole thing, and then I'll go to the scale tool, click once, and then you'll see that there are some very obvious, very clear handles that have appeared around the outside of my rectangle. So if I grab in the corner, it'll tell me what it's going to do, and if I click and drag, it's going to change the size based on the opposite corner. If I do the opposite, obviously it grows then in that way. What I can also do, instead of just dragging, if you look down in the bottom right hand corner, I can also type in a scale. So for example, if I want to double the size, I can just type 2 and I'll double the size of my rectangle. I'll just undo that. So what I can also do is I can lengthen my rectangle by doing that, widen my rectangle by doing that. The other thing to know about the scale tool is that if you want to make the whole thing grow from the center, what you can do is hold down the Option key on the Mac, and then you can see that when I drag, it grows from the center. That works for all of these, the lengthening one and the widening one. And if you want to do that on a PC, then you have to hold down the Control key. That'll give you the same thing. So now I want to move on and talk about changing the size of a three-dimensional object. Now I've got this block over here, and to select it, this time I'm going to have to click 3 times. 1, 2, 3 will get me the whole thing, and then the selection tool gives me a whole lot more options in terms of changing the size. Now if I want to scale it uniformly, make it bigger, I can do just like I did with the rectangle, except this time it grows in all 3 dimensions. I can also hold down the Option key and make it grow from the middle, just like I can with the rectangle too. I can lengthen, I can increase the height, and I can increase the width. And of course all those things also still work by holding down the Option key. You can grow it from the center. But what I'm going to do this time is show you how to make it smaller. So if you look down in the bottom right hand corner, my scale is now reducing, and if I want to make my object half the size that it was before, I'm going to type in 0.5. So you have to think about the scaling factor that you want to implement on your object.